You know what, as long as we're here, let's do an unboxing video. So you're going to see exactly what I see when I pull it out of the box. Got some kind of promotional card. Then inside the box we've got the jig itself. It's a good thing I recycle. I've got a lot of packaging here with this. Comes with a free trial, 14-day Kreg Academy instruction guide. And then what makes the 720 a pro is that it comes with some extra accessories. So we get the jig itself, which is right here. So you see that this comes with a getting started screw kit and a sample pack with 1 1/4 inch fasteners and 2 1/2 inch fasteners. And these are some of the common fastener types that you'd use for different projects. How to get you open. And here are the fasteners. So there's a 1 1/2 inch fastener, just like that. And then a 2 1/2 inch fastener, which is just a little bit longer. And that will collect some of the dust as it comes out of the machine to keep your shop nice and clean. Then back here we've got the drivers. This is the drill bit. We have 2 different square bit drivers that fit the pocket screws that come with the kit. And in here, there's a tool to adjust the collar and the collar itself. And this will go right on the bit itself. And then the last section has the 2 fence components. This one feels empty. And this one feels full. So inside this one we have the clamp. And this is to clamp the jig down to a table to keep it nice and sturdy. And we also have some other guides and attachments that come in the base itself. Well, the really cool thing about the 720 Pro is that it also has, on the back of the jig itself, a place to store a lot of the different tools and bits. So you can actually put that bit there. Just like that. Everything stores nice and neatly so you don't have to worry about losing it. Over here we have a tension adjustment knob, and then that locks into place really nicely. And there you have it. There's the 720 Pro with everything that comes with it, all the accessories, and we're ready to put this thing to use. All right, so now that we've got everything unboxed, the next thing we're going to do is set this up. As I've already done, I've placed all the tools here in the tool holder. Got the 3-inch driver, square driver bit, the 6-inch square driver bit, the tool with gauge, and that helps us to tighten the collar here to set the depth of our bit. And over here we have the dust collector port. So now we can see as we advance this down that it's going to generate dust on this side. So to make sure the opening of the port faces forward, it just slides in like that. Now there's an adapter that you could use if you need it for different size hoses. So we would just put that on right here, and then you could fit different hoses in there. So depending on what size hose you have, you may or may not need this adapter. And then Kreg says you can leave this dust collector hose in even if you're not using the tool while you store it. Over here on the side, we've got a tension adjustment knob, and there's a little indicator right here. So as you turn this in this direction, it would put less pressure on your piece as you advance it down. And then over this way is more. So you can see the plus sign and the minus sign. There's a little indicator right here. So whatever is lined up with this indicator is how much tension you're going to get. And we can see right now that this is set for the middle tension setting. So basically to set that, you would just want to put in a piece of wood like this, push it down, and here I can't quite get it down. There we go. It's pretty tough. It does give me a nice secure connection, but I may not need that much pressure. So I could just dial that back. Let's see what the minimum setting does. So you have just a little bit of give there, so maybe we would just set this about right there. And that's where I'd use it for a 2x4 piece of wood. All right, looking at the underside here, we've got, actually I didn't show you this to you before, but there's some fences right here that you can use to stabilize the tool while you're using it. And that's if you don't have the Pro package with it, the optional extension tables. Right here we've got a receiver that we could use to clamp this down to a surface. And that would hold it nice and tight. So as you can see, put the wood in, lock it in place. Yeah, it's nice and secure, other than my table not being very secure. But if we're using the extension tables, then we don't need these. And how we'd install those is by using these clips for the extension table. They look a little bit like Legos. They have little pins right here and then hooks. The hooks will go onto the table in these pins right here. So that just snaps together. And then first you'd want to put these in the bottom. So if we look at the bottom, we see some holes right in here to receive the pins. And it's actually a slide mechanism. So you put it in place and then you slide it over. And what I've found works, because these are very, very stiff, you can see that's a lot of pressure just to get that in place, is to put it right here, and then with a flathead screwdriver, like so, you take this right into here, and as you twist it, it just kind of works it into place. So that's on there nice and secure. To remove these, you would do the same here on the other side. Just put a flathead screwdriver in here, and you could pop that right off. Now with the extension tables, we can see that there's a little bit of a guide right here. What we want to do is put that towards the front of the tool, because this is where the wood would rest if we're going to set it in the jig like so. And that would help give us a marking here of how far to put that. So that's on there nice. We'll do the same over here on the other side. And then these open up just like this to store the additional tools and attachments that come with it when you're not using them. And with these in place, we can see that this folds up very nicely and makes it nice and compact for storage. Now, while you're storing it with the tables, you will need to take this off. Otherwise, you can leave it in if you intend to store it just like this. And again, just to clamp it to the surface, see right here, it's on there nice and solid. The other thing I didn't mention, if we look down inside the groove right here, is that you can see holes. There are 4 of them, 2 on each side. And what those are for is for permanently mounting this. So if you wanted to mount this to a station and not move it, and you have the space for that, you could just put screws right down inside each of these crevices through the mounting holes to attach this, and then you wouldn't need to have the clamp. The other thing when you fold these up that you want to keep in mind is that if you don't clip them up, they'll just fall down. They're very loose. But we turn this around to the other side, we see that we've got these little turn holders right here, and that holds it into place. Now the unit is nice and secure. So next thing that we'll do is put together the adjustable slide base. And we've got a knob, this connector right here. This goes into there, and then the square nut goes inside of that. And you just tighten it together. And once it's locked into place, then you can put your material right here, clamp it down, and then you're good to go. So next thing that we're going to want to do is set the depth of our drill bit. We do that by adjusting this collar right here. There's some markings right on the side of the collar. But first we're going to determine, using the gauge on here, how thick our material is. And so we're just short of 1.5 inches. I would call it maybe 1 3/8 inches. And on the bit itself, it has markings for 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and 1.5 inch. And you can see right under the window here which one of those it's set at. So 1.5 inch, we're going to take it just a little bit shy of that. Put our material into place. And then I'm just going to be using the outer 2 holes to drill the pockets. No dust collection for this, I'll hook that up later, but I just want to show you guys this first drill. And there you have it, perfect 15-degree angle pockets that are going down through the wood, and the screw will come right out the bottom and sit inside that pocket very nicely. I'll show you guys how much sawdust accumulates in there just from that one hole. So you can definitely tell that hooking up the dust collector would be beneficial in clearing that out and helping to make faster cuts. So we can look inside the pocket, and the head of the screw is nested in there very well. You can see right here, if we have something going this direction, that this would actually stay within the material as long as it's the width of the board. And there you have it. That's the Kreg Pocket Hole Jig 720 Pro. The 720 would just be the center unit, no extension tables. The 720 Pro includes the extension tables and a few other accessories. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button. Consider becoming a subscriber to see more content, more unboxings like this. Also, as I get the wood shop set up, to see some projects that I have going on. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll catch you on the next one.